the shadow of a smile.
Hi everyone, this is Lanier Smith from Sense Memory, and today we're going to be discussing a fragrance that has a great connection to a classic film. Stay tuned.
Heard of Harry Lime? Best friend I ever had. He's kaput. Go home, Martin. You don't know what you're mixing in. As soon as I get to the bottom of this, I'll get the neck lane.
You're wrong about Harry. You're wrong about everything.
Come out, whoever you are. You never should have gone to the police, you know.
Well, the film that this fragrance was based on was a 1949 British thriller directed by Carol Reed, written by Graham Greene, and starring Joseph Cotten and the inimitable Orson Welles, called The Third Man. And this fragrance was inspired by that wonderful film. And the fragrance that it was inspired by this film was from the house of Caron, and it's Les Trois Hommes, The Third Man. And there it is in a beautiful bottle. This is one of the fragrances I picked up at the Portland Sniff. I got this at the Portland Perfume House, the Perfume House in Portland. And that is a great place if you're ever in Portland. That and Parfumier are just amazing. The Portland Perfume House is more classic fragrances. You can find almost anything there from classic houses. They do have a lot of niche too, but it's an all-around kind of perfume place, whereas Fumerie is mostly niche and very new and exciting fragrances. But anyway, on to Third Man and this fragrance. It was created in 1985. The nose behind it is Akiko Kamai, who's also done fragrances for Hermes. She did Parfum de Hermes and Mur et Musc Cologne by L'Artisan Parfumier. Now, the House of Caron was founded in 1904 by Ernst Daltrov, and he created this House of Caron, which has become an iconic house in France and around the world. His partner in the creative aspect of his fragrances and marketing and bottle design was Felice Wampol. And there's a legend that he was unrequitedly in love with her and never declared his feelings for her. Well, in 1940, when France fell to the Nazi invasion at World War II, Ernst Daltrov fled France and went to America because he was Jewish. And so he stayed in America, and Felice kept the business going. Unfortunately, he never returned to France. He died in 1947, 2 years before that Third Man came out in 1949. And so the house survived, and she kept it going, and it still survives to this day, creating wonderful fragrances. This particular fragrance is a woody aromatic. Main accords are aromatic, citrus woody, warm spicy, fresh spicy, and earthy. Now let's spray a little. The notes are, opening notes are mandarin, Amalfi, lemon, and bergamot. And you get that right off the bat. But that doesn't last that long because coming up from the mid notes are these incredible notes of coriander, clove, and lavender. Now the clove and lavender together are really interesting and give this a kind of, not a kind of, a definite maturity and adult kind of feeling that I find absolutely entrancing about this fragrance. The bottom notes are oak moss and vetiver. Now I've had it on this hand for about 4 hours. And the interesting thing about it, as it matured and as it moved in towards a dry down, is that I get a real leather accord from it. A kind of sweet, suede-y kind of leather. Never read anything about that happening or being intentional, excuse me, intentional about this fragrance. But on my skin, it definitely has a bit of a leather, smooth leather kind of dry down, which I find absolutely gorgeous. It's a great fragrance for spring and summer because of its sparkling quality, its brightness, its kind of green aspect that is in there that comes from the bergamot and the coriander. Just give it kind of a little bit of a green edge that I find really, really interesting. You can wear it spring, winter, spring or summer. Of course, in the winter and the fall too, if you want to bring a bit of that bright, sparkly aspect of the warmer seasons into your winter and fall. It's a really amazing fragrance that I've just fallen in love with, and really glad that I got it. I've been looking at it for years and years, thinking I need to pick that up. It's a classic. I need to add that to my collection, and it definitely is a wonderful addition to my collection. So there you have a really quick take on this wonderful fragrance that I got in Portland, and we'll continue on with the other fragrances that I received in Portland too. The others were all from the swap, and that was certainly fun. So there you have it. This is Lanier Smith from Sense Memory saying, remember, wear what you love and not what they say you should like. Cheers.